Hey everyone, welcome back to Books with Miss Bazemore for the week of September 28th. I am so excited that we entered a new season last week. Does anybody know what season we went into? Fall, which is also called autumn. And fall is my favorite season. I don't know about all of you, but I absolutely love when there's some cooler weather in the air so that I can take a bike ride or go for a walk or just hang out outside without being too hot. So I am so excited to welcome in this new season. And I am excited to share with you one of my favorite fall books. The title of it is Fletcher and the Falling Leaves, and it's written by Julia Rawlinson. And the pictures or the illustrator is Tiffany Beek. And this is a wonderful story of not just fall, but of friendship and caring for one another. I absolutely love it. It's one of my all-time favorite stories, but definitely one of my favorite fall stories. So what I'd like for you to do is please find this story in our virtual library, okay? It's on the bottom shelf. You'll find it, Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. I know sometimes the titles can be a little bit hard to read in the virtual library since the books are kind of small, but the cover looks just like this, okay? So what I'd like for you to do after you have read this story is you are going to go to slide 2 and you're going to complete a story map about this story. So a story map is a kind of map, but instead of a map that helps you get to a destination, a story map helps you understand where you have been in a story. So some of the main details of a story map are the characters, the setting, the problem, and the solution. So let's talk about each of these areas of a story map for just a minute. Characters. What are characters? Characters are the who or what is in the story. And not everything, because when we're looking at a story map, we're looking particularly at the main characters, meaning the who or what that are the most common, that we see the most in the story. So we know that sometimes there are characters in a story that may be on one page and then we never see them again, right? So would that be a main character? No. So the characters are the people or the animals or the things that the story is about. So I'll give you a clue. In this story, Fletcher is one of our main characters, but he's not the only one. Setting. What is a setting? A setting is where and when a story takes place. There can be many settings in just one story. And in this story, there are many settings. You'll notice that through this book, the where changes quite a few times, and the when changes quite a few times also. So pay attention to the different settings in this story as you are reading it. Problem. The problem is what's wrong in the story. So again, for this activity, I'd like you to focus on the main problem. While there may be little problems that happen here and there, most of them are solved pretty quickly. But what is the main problem in this story? And lastly, solution. Does anyone know what solution means? Well, solution is a big first or second grade word that means how the problem is solved. So we know that there's a problem. How does the problem get solved? All right, so characters, setting, problem, and solution. What I'd like for you to do is you can either print this activity out. As always, you can click on the 3 dots below the activity and you can print this page so that if you'd rather write on it with with a pencil, that you can do that. And then you could just take a picture of your completed work and upload it. Or you can complete this directly in Seesaw using either the draw tool or the typing tool, okay? So you're going to write who are the main characters in this story, Fletcher and the Falling Leaves, okay? Make sure that your answers are to this book here, okay? So remember, find that in the virtual library and listen to that story before you can complete the activity. Then, if you would like to, you can split your settings section up and you could maybe illustrate 2 settings or write 2 settings. Or you can divide it into 4 parts and you can illustrate or write 4 settings that take place in this story. Or you can choose your favorite setting and just illustrate or write that setting here. Okay? Then I'd like for you to, again, either draw a picture of or write what is the main problem in this story. What problem is Fletcher having in this story? What is Fletcher's problem? Then lastly, I want you to tell me how Fletcher's problem is solved. What does Fletcher discover that helps him realize that his problem isn't necessarily a problem at all? All right. Then, as always, make sure you click on the green check mark to submit your work. I hope that you enjoy this story as much as I do. And as always, be sure to check out the other stories in our virtual library as well. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you all really soon.